Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine, and today I want to share with you a super easy and really delicious recipe. These are potato pancakes, and the inspiration for this recipe came from an article in a Better Homes and Garden magazine. So I've got my children helping me in the kitchen today, and my 16-year-old son is peeling all of the potatoes. What I didn't realize was that he ended up peeling more potatoes than I expected, so I had to alter the recipe just a little bit. I also have my younger son who is now shredding the potatoes. You can use either the large or the small grate, and you'll just get different texture when you actually make and fry your potato pancakes. Alright, so I had that in water soaking while I am getting the rest of the ingredients ready. I've got several cloves of garlic, and I'm just going to use this garlic masher in order to mash the garlic. You could also use some garlic powder if you wanted to instead. I'm actually going to use both today. Alright, so you definitely have to soak those, otherwise you're going to have them turn brown, and they already did a little bit just because we ended up with a lot more potatoes than we expected. I think my kids were hungry that day, so I'm just going to give them a rinse, and you want to make sure that you drain this really well because we're going to be adding other things to it, and a lot of moisture is going to come out of this. So I'm going to transfer that to a larger bowl, and to that I'm going to add all of the garlic, which I did add a couple more cloves once I saw how many potatoes we had. I'm also going to add 3 eggs. The recipe does call for 2, but that's for fewer potatoes. So I'm going to add all of that together and just start to mix it together. I'm also going to add some garlic powder, which is my own addition to this recipe. And I'm also going to add some onion salt. And this is really good stuff, and I really like garlic flavor, but you could always omit this and just use salt, which I also add as well. And I'm just trying to mix it as I add this just so that we don't get clumps of any of the seasonings. So once that's been mixed well, then we can go to the stove. I've added quite a bit of oil. I am using grapeseed oil, but you could use any oil you'd like. And then I'm just going to plop down these little pancakes onto that hot pan. You want to make sure it's nice and hot so that they get nice and crispy and golden on the one side. It does take a few minutes for them to cook. You do want to pay attention to them so that they don't get burned. And look how beautiful and golden and crispy they are. They are so delicious. They are best eaten still hot. You do want to drain them before you eat them. You can do that on a little wire rack or on a paper towel, but do have them when they're still hot because they are super delicious. I paired this with my tomato soup. You can also find that recipe on my channel, and pairing them together means that you have a really delicious, hearty, warming meal on any cold day. It's so good. Alright, so if you want to see some of the other food recipes that I have on my channel, you can tap on the screen right now. I've also left one of my favorite recipes, and that is pizza puffs. I encourage you to check that one out. It's super easy and really delicious. And if you want to see what we're eating on a daily basis, don't forget that you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.